Please don't move! Do not move!
Stop it, it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Stop!
Hello there guys, welcome back to yet another one of us Review Bros. It's good to have you here for this one, because our good friend Eddie over at Muscle Players actually sent us this one. It's got the hype behind it, it's got a lot of stuff behind it, and we're really excited to do this one. But what is it? What is that product? Show
What
them.
is it? It is in the form of Electro by Labz. We've already done 1.3 volt, we loved it. Already done Shockwaves, we loved it. Will this one complete that trio with a third good review?
Now, it is hard to get hold of this product. Labz have been shut down, very sad times. This one, however, also contains that ingredient, shall we say. So is it going to have the power of 1.3 volt or more? As we get into the usuals, the taste, the price, the label, the effects, and sum this off with our honest final opinion.
And please do like the video. Let us know your thoughts on this down in the comment section, and hit that sub button if you haven't already. Cheers, guys.
Let's get shocked. So, taste and mixability of this product. Now, I've used it before. Craig, you've used it once before today. So we're going to pretend, though, for the camera, it's our first time testing and tasting and mixing this product. Is it going to be a banger? We've got the flavour Shocking Rocket.
Will it taste shocking is the question on our minds. 1.3 volt and Shockwaves didn't taste bad either.
No, they weren't bad at all.
So obviously Labz do know how to flavour stuff.
There it is, a very chemically blue colour.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Not a lot of froth at all. Mixability, oh, there's a bit on the bottom.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Really not bad, all things considered. Right, you ready for this lovely experience,
Yeah,
Sarah?
let's do it.
Shocking Rocket.
Yeah. I gotta call it, that's the worst tasting pre-workout I've ever had. It feels wrong.
It's one of the worst I've had as well.
It feels like they've messed, this is a dodgy tub or something, because that is unbelievably bad. Salty, chemical, bitterness.
It's like a bit of lemonade with salt thrown in. That's the best way I can describe it.
It's disgusting. It's actually very close to, well, it is undoable. We're only doing it for the review. I'd never take this in my life if I had the choice. Oh, it's so bad. Like, for me, it's so bad.
It smells like a dibby dab, like sherbet smell, don't it?
It smells alright, but fuck, that taste.
It's like they've forgotten to add the sour flavouring system in the back end of it.
Yeah, I think we got I don't know if we got a dodgy batch, a dodgy tub, because I've seen some other reviews on this and I don't remember off the top of my head them talking about the flavour at all, really.
No, they just skimmed over it.
Like, but honestly, it's worse than anything I've ever had. Worse than the Titanus pre-workout, worse than that slaughter melon back in the day for Leatherface, worse than anything.
The mango in Explosive 8, that was quite rough.
The worst flavoured, really bad.
This is probably in my top 3 or 4 worst, whereas you're saying this
This is
your
my
all-time
absolute worst.
Oh, okay.
I'd literally rather eat dirt than drink this.
What are you going to give it out of 10 then?
I've got to give it a 0.
I'm going to give it a 2, but that's only because I gave like Titanus like a 1.5, I think, and I think this is not quite as bad for me.
Oh, it's so bad.
So either way, whether you take the 0 or the 2, we'll round off on a 1. It's not enjoyable at all.
It's not even.
It's on the undoable side.
Yeah, it's for me. I wouldn't do it. I'd never buy this. Sorry, Labz, but this again, we might have just had a dodgy tub, but this is unbelievably shocking.
Yeah, unfortunately. Anyway, we're going to try and struggle the rest of this down and get training.
I really don't want to.
Oh, really?
It's so bad. It is pricing time of Electro. Is this going to break the bank? Well, let's go. Buy muscleplayers.com. Again, like I said at the beginning of this review, a big thanks to Eddie. Send it all the way over to us here in the UK. We really do appreciate that. And we do have a discount code that works on any of the products on Eddie's Muscle Players website, RB10. What does this start off as?
Starts off as $50. Discount code knocks it down to $45. Transfers over into $180 per serve, which is on our pricing scale, you know we have a consistent scale, scrapes in at a 6 out of 10. So I would say it was obviously slightly cheaper than an average product. You do get 25 servings in this container too, so that's a relative thumbs up. You know what, it's going towards that 30 servings. But yeah, overall, slightly cheaper than your average product. But like I say, for that taste, is it worth it? Would I buy it? No. But, a big but, we are mostly looking forward to the effects of this product. And what is that going to deliver? Is it worth that 6 out of 10? Let's get into the label and the effects for you. It is label time, guys. What is this packing? What are you getting for your 6 out of 10 money? Is it worth digesting that taste factor? Let's get into it. And how does it compare to 1 free Volt, for example? Bearing in mind, this is not a pre-workout, guys, so do not take it, even though you saw us, take
Chemical
it.
facts.
Exactly. Let us know how your rats get on. So first up, we got a 12-gram scoop. Okay, so it tells you the scoop size. That's interesting. Citrulline malate 2 to 1, 6.8.
Nice, yeah, straight away getting your pump in there, your nitric oxide booster, and a good amount of citrulline, to be fair, which you don't often see in these skim junkie-esque chemical factors.
And then we've got beta-alanine at 3.2.
Again, nice clinical dose there, should give you that itchy, tingly feeling as the pre kicks in, and obviously once it's built up in the system will help you with your endurance.
Nice. Then into caffeine and hydrous, 300 milligrams.
Nice amount, 3 cups worth of coffee, stimulation and energy right there.
Lovely. Then the controversial L-theanine follows at 200
Ooh,
milligrams.
yeah, it's very strange to see it. They didn't have that in 1 free Volt. How's that going to feel? But it's like a blanket effect on any stimulants. So some stimulants can get you too high, give you too much jitters, too much energy. L-theanine sort of covers that up and draws it out over a further period of time, and it's supposed to have some nootropic benefits as well for focus.
Indeedy. Then caffeine malate, 150 milligrams.
Topping the caffeine up nicely there. That'll help again, similar to the L-theanine, with an anti-crash mechanism, because it's going to digest slightly slower than the caffeine anhydrous, and it'll give you a nice energy boost halfway through your training session.
Lovely. Yeah, we're big fans of that stuff. Then we've got 1 free DMAA and 1 full DMAA at 75 milligrams a piece.
Which means a hefty 150 milligrams of DMAA, which is a lot, guys, if it's legitimately in there. This is obviously what they got shut down for. DMAA is what makes this effectively a chemical product, because it's not fit for human consumption, some say. So yeah, it's going to give you stimulation, central nervous system power. You know, it's ultimately what we're really here for if you're buying this product.
Indeed. And there's another pre-workout that has the 1 for, isn't it, Aaron?
Dark horsey.
Indeed, and we did love that. So we're expecting dark horse-esque effects potentially.
A lot of power.
Then we've got New Peps, 30 milligrams.
Nootropic gives you that focus, concentration, clarity, coordination, all the goodies that come with those focus ingredients. A nice little dosage there.
It's one of those racetam focusing things, isn't it, whatever the hell they are. Then we've got black pepper extract, 5 milligrams.
For digestion and get these assimilated into the body as efficiently as possible. Yeah.
Bit weird how there's a digestion aid when you're not meant to actually digest a product, isn't it?
That is a very good point for your rats.
Yeah. So how will we get on in training? We'll let you know.
I thought you was... Effects time of Electro. How much power does this deliver? We're into it. Let's do it. Starting at the beginning. We always start with the beta-alanine and we come with a clinical dosage, but how does that feel?
Not as strong as you might think. Middle ground for beta-alanine, and we think maybe that's because there's so many other chemicals in there going on, it perhaps takes a bit of a back seat.
Yeah, our rats didn't feel this as much as they normally would in these chemical lab tests. About 5 or a 6 on the scale, not, 2 grams feeling.
Yeah, feeling.
Then what comes in shortly after is what we would call an underwhelming, a mild surge. It should be called mild surge.
Yeah, pre-workout, well, chemical.
Not as strong as this label is going to tell you it wants to be.
It's more like a daily driver feeling pre-workout. We'll get that out of the way very early on here.
Very early on, non-stim junkie-esque experience. Do we think there's DMAA in here? The answer would have to be a no, and definitely not at 150 milligrams. Should that have been in there at 150 milligrams, you probably would have died.
Yeah.
It's more than any other pre-workout. If you think about it, crack was 120, 150 was this. The original Jack 3D per scoop was 24 milligrams, so you got like 70 to 80 on the free scoops.
Yeah.
Let alone 150. So
I think
no.
that's its biggest issue, is it sets you up so much, your expectations with a label, you're like, oh my god, and it falls short as an underwhelming experience. So I think almost it would have been better if it just didn't have DMAA or DMHA on the label.
And that's where we blind test these things. So it had a nice consistent energy, no peaks, and it didn't really crash. And I'd say the energy did last two to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Of nice, good level energy that is sufficient for a training session at hand, and it won't continue on for the rest of the day. And in such, negatives. Didn't really get any negatives, did we?
No, we didn't, and that's partly why we don't think what's in it is in it. Well, what they're saying is in it is in it.
Yeah, so no crash, no jitters, no alpha yo sweats, obviously,
Yeah.
no appetite suppression, no extreme highness, no nausea, no sickness. Just a daily
smooth
driver feel.
Yeah, smooth energy, a tiny bit of mood elevation and focus comes in. It just feels like it's not quite getting into 5th or 6th gear, does it?
No, it feels like it's struggling and fourth on the motorway, you know. No highness, no excessive euphoria. Just a generally respectable daily driver product. And we, at the same time, what we've said, the risk to reward is not worth it. When we say, if you could take this as a daily driver, no. Because even though we personally just said we don't think there's DMAA in there might be something in there that is therefore not effective enough to deliver itself in training, but it would make it unhealthy and unwarranted enough to use it as a daily driver compared to other daily drivers on the market that don't have all this chemical stuff in it. You know, that is what we've said. We don't think it's worth the risk to get it to be a daily driver.
Based on the label, based on the no human consumption, you may just as well go ahead and get yourself MV Pre, Superhuman Supreme El Jefe. You know, one of those ones that,
for that
really
skim
is
junkie style.
The echelon of daily.
And then, you know, there's other comparisons that would be a better suited daily driver. So the pumps were okay. They're not. You're not going to go at the end of the training session and write a note to the grandparents about how good this pumpy was.
Yeah.
It was okay. Not bad. 6, 7 out of 10. You know, you're not going to really complain at the same time. Energy, again, consistent. Daily driver, no excessive, not underwhelming. 6, 7. Focus, again, nothing special. You're not going to think back to this pre-workout in 5 years' time and go, yeah, that Electro was next level. It's just okay.
There's quite an important note as well that Aaron did touch on earlier on, the taste. It kind of lingers, it kind of sticks in your throat, in your head, puts you off the training to a degree to start with, because it sets you off with a bad experience.
Yeah, you guys are going to call us pussies for this. Some of you won't, some of you will. If the taste is so bad, like this was so bad, it dims, should I say, the experience for the whole time.
It does.
It does. It just, especially when the taste lingers, and it just takes away from the effects, because it puts you in a subpar mood to start off with. And I know, again, you might call us wimps for that, but that is why we've always said taste is important, because taste has a placeboic effect on training reality style. Yeah,
and we've used so many pre-workouts, you've got to understand, we've tried so many, you know, and you can get good ones that taste good and have 10 out of 10 effects. So why would you take the sacrifice to get a 1 or 2 out of 10 tasting pre with average effects, or even 10 out of 10 effects? It would still be a struggle.
I'm sure you guys probably know where we're coming from with that, and we wouldn't mention the taste in the effects section unless it had a negative effect on the effects, which I think it did to a degree, just simply because it automatically puts you in a state of mind that's like, no,
takes
no,
away the
thank you.
buzzing mood to train a little bit.
Yeah. So what we're going to give it overall is a 7 out of 10, yeah?
Yeah, it's between 6.5 and 7 we were, but you know what, because there's no real negatives, we pushed on the 7. But do remember, guys, going by the experience, not the label. If we factor in the label, then perhaps we would want to score it lower because it was underwhelming versus the label. But going on the experience, it was above average. Yeah,
do we recommend it? The answer would still be no. Do we think it's comparable to the likes of the other two from Static Labz, Shockwave and 1 3 volt? No, not at all.
Check them out. We gave those, what, 9.5, 10 out of 10?
Better scores than this,
Yeah.
that's for sure. So today we land on a 7. We don't recommend it because of what could be in there, and we don't think it's as good as the label. Remember, we blind sort of test these things, so we pretended it was just in a generic tub.
Yeah, blank tub.
Underwhelming experience for what we expected. 7 out of 10, Static Labz, Electro.
At this point, guys, just want to thank you all for watching. You know, as usual, do like the video, do let us know your thoughts on this product, and like Aaron always says, drop down your experience if you've used it so everyone else can check out.
Yeah, definitely recommend doing that. It really does help us out, and it helps other guys out as well. So more comprehensive reviews below, always really appreciated. And if you could subscribe if you haven't already, again, that really does help us out, as do the thumbs up. You know what, we love providing all this information. We love seeing you guys interact, and we love being able to help you guys out, and we just want you guys to help us out too. It really does mean it does mean the world, guys, and it actually works a lot more efficiently than you guys probably even think it does. Your solo thumbs up means the world. So yeah, as we say, guys, appreciate you watching. As always,
Stay
stimmed, perhaps not on this shocker.